What's up, guys? So, about 2 months ago, I started watching EDC videos, started looking up different types of knives. What happened was my dad gave me a cheap Gerber knife, and I was like, this is a really good knife. This knife feels solid. It was Air Ranger by Bill Halsey. It's blue aluminum handles. It's just a solid feeling knife. And so I started looking in to see how good was it, and figured out that it wasn't that great compared to these other knives. And that piqued my interest. And with Corona and not really being able to do anything, I went down a black hole in YouTube of knife reviews. And the more knife reviews that I watched, the more I wanted those knives. And they started figuring out why certain things are the way they are, and what helps the knife do what it's supposed to do, which knives for which task, and how stupid I have been for not always making sure I'm carrying a pocket knife with me, and a flashlight, my wallet, keys, AirPods, Apple Watch, cracked Apple Watch, still an Apple Watch. I don't go anywhere without those things. Those are my EDC. I just never had thought about it that way. And I should always carry a knife. I did sometimes, but not always. So now that I've learned more about these guys, I'm just fascinated. It's an addiction for sure, of constantly wanting different knives. My girlfriend has actually been watching these videos with me, and she is all about these knives now. Her birthday was today while I'm recording this video, August 4th, and I got her a Benchmade mini grip Tillion with the 557 Tonto blade. So it's a S30V blade. It's a really nice knife, right? But I haven't went to buy my Benchmade just yet. This here is a Benchmade that when I searched online for the bugout, this came up as one of the first listings on Top Hatter. Benchmade bugout, $30. $30. Psh, it's fake. Looked at all the pictures, everything said it was supposed to be real. So I ordered it. I knew it was fake. I never had any fantasy of a real bugout coming to me for $30. So when I got it, I got the box, I was a little surprised that it looked very similar to a bugout box. And opened it up, and it was packaged a little differently. No foam around the sides. This was in a plastic bag inside the other bag. So it was a little differently than what it would have came from Benchmade, with the just little whatever piece of paper under the clip there. But I was like, wow, this looks kind of legit. My thumb studs are a crazy color with my barrel spacers. But other than that, it looks like a bugout. It's light as a bugout. It has an axis lock. It functions really well for what it is. I almost feel as if you put bugout scales and fix the barrel spacers, put phosphor bronze washers in this knife, it would be a bugout. But this steel is most likely not S30V steel. These are definitely some kind of plastic. You can see where they didn't cut it out all that great. That side not too bad, but this side they left where they punched it out. It's a clone. A Chinese clone for sure. And I never expected anything more than a Chinese clone, but I did not expect it to be this nice of a clone. That was a little user error there, but this knife functions just like a bug out, and when it's loose, it's falls shutty. Got it a little extra tight right now for a reason. The pivot screw on a bug out is a T10. This is a T8, and it doesn't have any sort of Loctite whatsoever. So it just loosens up the more you use the knife. I mean, it's a Chinese copy of a ultralight knife, so, you know. And the rest are T6. Haven't taken this knife apart. It's got the same waffled interior as the bug out. I'm not sure how different this is because I've seen plenty of complaints on the bug out for this. And I've handled bug outs at the knife store, but I can't really remember right off the top of my head. If it's like that, I will not be buying a bug out. And I know they have different models and different things, different scales on aftermarket and things like that. You can change it, but I just don't see that being in my forte right now. My future does not allow buying a bug out to customize it before I go buy at least either the bug out carbon fiber elite and keep it the way it is, or the Benchmade 940-1-2, one of the three 940s. And I don't know that I would buy a bug out before I do that, even if I decide for the -1, which is going to be a dent in my pocket for a pocket knife for sure. MSRP, the MSRP for the 940-1 is about $275 on Blade HQ and about $305 at my local brick and mortar. They match Blade HQ, so $275. This guy though, just a knockoff, a very well made knockoff. Lacks a lot of things that could make it so much better, as if the thumb studs and barrel spacers were the right color, the handle was made out of the right material, the blade was made out of the right material, the axis lock was really done the way an axis lock is actually done. Pocket clip seems good. And they got the pivot screw wrong, but it functions great as a pocket knife. It will cut paper and boxes. Just over and over and over. The only issue I have is now I bought this knife to see if I would like carrying the bug out. Once I saw the price and knew that this was not really going to be it, but it's a price I would pay for something to carry for a little while and see if it's a design and a function that I like. And I got it, but as soon as I got it, I started lusting over that 940. So even if the bug out is miles ahead of this clone is my impression of the bug out now. And unless I buy another bug out, which I feel obligated to since I bought the clone and carried the clone, I should pay the butterfly tax, I guess, and do the right thing and carry an actual bug out. But the purpose of the clone did its job and told me I really probably would rather have the 940 than the bug out. So maybe I don't buy the bug out. Is that wrong? Y'all let me know. Because I want to be right. I don't want to be a guy carrying fake knives around pretending they're real. But let's check the blade centering on the clone. It's way off. It could be real, but if you see how the scale is down that blade, you can't really count on that as any type of measure. Maybe if you could straighten that out, but if you push this over, it's touching on in the back. So, oh well. So, if you order a Benchmade clone, this is close to what you're going to get. And I'd say it's easily a $30 pocket knife. Most definitely a $30 pocket knife. If this did not have that butterfly on it, and didn't lie about what it was, it'd definitely be worth $30. So I'm not completely sure why they choose to do this, other than to make people who want that same knife design but don't want to pay the full price for the knife. So they buy a Chinese knockoff. And then the added bonus of that is people think they bought a real knife. But people who know knives know that that's not a legit bug out, unfortunately. What do you guys think? What do you feel about buying clones? I don't mean Gonzos and Firebirds and knives that rip off the design. I mean literal clones where they say they're made by Spyderco or they say they're made by Benchmade. What do you guys think about those? This type of knife right here. What should happen with this knife? Should it get put in the box to be found later and people think it's a real knife that don't know? Try to sell it to somebody. Somebody ends up paying too much money for a fake knife. Or should I just demolish it, do some tests with it until a failure? If we can test it until failure, wonder how far it would go.